more broadly, if you look at geopolitical events generally, and we know this, it pays to go against the trend. So what does that mean? So, for example, if you look since World War II, there's been about 30 geopolitical events, of which many you've featured here, and the average US equity fall is about 6%. But if you look, what should you have done? Nearly always you should have bought. So the average return some 3 months later was 6%. The average return 1 year later was about 13%. So basically buying into the geopolitical event is the right thing to do. Now, so far markets are off 2-3%. So you could say we're halfway through this. So, but from our perspective, we'd be looking at this as more of a buying opportunity.
The sectors that have cropped up where you've seen some selling have been basic resources, down 2.6%, banks are off about 1.6%, worst week in 9 months. Is that telling us those are the sectors that you should be looking at because you're now seeing some money come off the table in those sectors? Potentially.
I think materials had a really good run, as we know, based on the China recovery story, and financials high beta sector. We like financials, so we're long banks both in equity and credit. So materials were not really there. I mean, we do have EM exposure and China exposure directly, so kind of already exposed to that sector. Yeah, if you're looking for a bounce back, I wouldn't be surprised today to see the FTSE 100 led by the likes of Glencore, for example. That's as a trade. More broadly, we'd, as I say, a bit more weakness and we'd buy into this, but it hasn't been enough of a correction really.